On a rooftop, Yelena reflects on her depression and her sister's death, feeling like she has no direction. Without warning, she jumps, timing her parachute perfectly to land inside the right floor. As she fights every guard in her path, it's revealed she's eliminating targets and evidence her boss deems dangerous. She eventually reaches a lab, but the final door requires facial ID. She prepares to destroy the room when a scientist holding a weapon sneaks up behind her. He says the Sentry team made a breakthrough that could reshape the world, but Yelena replies that a government probe is underway. She edges closer to disarm him, but he shoots. Yelena dives behind furniture, throwing bottles to distract him. When she finds an opening, she jumps on his back but gets stabbed with a scalpel. The wound doesn't stop her, and when he tries to shoot again, they struggle and he accidentally shoots himself. Since she can't use his face anymore, she detonates the lab. Meanwhile, Bucky, now a congressman, is attending Valentina's trial. She leads the OXC company and hired Yelena. Valentina's projects involve creating enhanced soldiers through experiments. She defends herself, claiming the world needs heroes now that the Avengers are gone. She insists she's innocent and invites further inquiry. But outside, she tells her aide Mel to erase all evidence. That night, Yelena visits her dad, Alexei. He once was a hero, but now runs a limo business. Yelena asks if it makes him feel fulfilled. He says yes, but awkwardly. When she says she might quit OXC, Alexei panics and admits he misses the action too. After Yelena leaves, she calls Valentina, asking for a more public role. Valentina agrees on one condition. Yelena must complete one last mission: stop a thief at a secure mountain facility. Inside, Yelena finds chaos. She sees files from Project Sentry and several corpses, deciding to take them. Suddenly, John appears and opens fire. Yelena blocks him with a suitcase and throws it at him. She shoots back, but John disarms her, leading to a fist fight. Yelena explains he's not her target, but John says she's his. Though Yelena holds her own, John is stronger and throws her off. Before he finishes her, Taskmaster intervenes, saying John is her target, not Yelena. They clash as their shields collide. Then Ghost arrives, a woman who phases through matter. Yelena identifies her real target. Ghost phases through John and attacks Taskmaster. Yelena tries to tase her, but it hits John instead. Yelena and Taskmaster fight Ghost, but fail due to her powers. A chaotic four-way fight breaks out. Each person hunts someone different, creating a violent loop. John throws his shield at Yelena, but it hits a box scanner. He pins Yelena down. Taskmaster moves in, but Ghost intercepts and shoots her in the face. Just then, a man named Bob stumbles in and vomits. He claims no one sent him, and he doesn't remember arriving. The assassins share their stories. Yelena realizes Valentina sent them all with fake orders to kill each other and erase ties to her. Ghost wants to leave, but a security alarm emits a painful sound that floors everyone. At a party, Bucky gives Mel his card, offering help if she ever wants to escape evil. Mel later tells Valentina the assassins are all in place. Valentina activates a kill switch. A 2-minute countdown starts, and the heat rises to burn them alive. Yelena urges everyone to find the sound barrier switch. John spots the open box and realizes Bob came from it. Yelena finds the switch, but John smashes it with his shield. Ghost phases out and disables it externally. The others flee as fire erupts, surviving but unconscious. Yelena dreams of her childhood training and losing her best friend. Bob appears in the dream, and she wakes to find their hands touching. John interrogates Bob, who denies everything. When Bob mocks him, John slams him against a wall. Yelena breaks it up. She says they need teamwork to escape. Bob suggests she leave him, even if it means death. They bond over their shared emptiness. John finally breaks through a wall to continue. As they walk, Valentina watches them via cameras and discusses with Mel how to kill them, not knowing Alexei is driving her. Later, Mel calls Bucky, who's washing his metal arm. She tells him to track her phone for intel since she can't speak freely. Though Bucky works legally now, he agrees. Mel boards a plane with Valentina and checks files, discovering Bob was a Project Sentry subject. Valentina assumed all were dead. Bob's survival means it worked. Back in the facility, the group reaches an elevator shaft. John tries jumping, but it's too far. Bob suggests they form a chain with their arms. They argue on the way up, annoyed by how endless the shaft seems. At the top, they realize one can't go through without risking the others. Another fight starts. John grabs Yelena's baton and uses it on the door. The others fall. Ghost holds onto the wall, and Yelena grabs her. She uses cables to save Bob. John throws a fire hose so the rest can climb. When he grabs Bob's hand, he suddenly sees his home. His wife is asking for help, but he's distracted by mocking headlines. Yelena calls his name, and he snaps back, realizing he almost fell. They reach the front door and find they're surrounded. Yelena and John argue over a plan. Ghost vanishes. At the same time, Valentina tells her men not to kill Bob. She wants him rescued. Suddenly, the door explodes, Yelena's doing, and soldiers storm in. Yelena tries to restore power, but it fails. John fights in the dark. Yelena and Bob reach the hallway. Soldiers are down, and John is missing. A second wave releases gas. Yelena takes masks from fallen troops to protect Bob and fights off the attackers. She ties Bob to her back to keep him safe. After disarming one, she gives the gun to Bob. He shoots wildly and misses. He stops when he sees the soldier is John in disguise. The trio disguises themselves and exits to find Ghost in a stolen truck. When they try to leave, guards stop them. John lies but fails. Suddenly, Bob jumps out and shoots into the air. The soldiers target him. Valentina screams for them to stop, and the group escapes. They don't see Bob survive. Bob floats up and leaps into the sky. The team watches as he rises, but then he faints and falls. His crash shakes the ground, flipping the truck. The group now goes on foot, realizing Valentina truly was running experiments. Yelena shows them files of a glowing superhero suit labeled Sentry. In the morning, a chopper comes for Bob. Valentina orders Mel to reopen an old site. As the trio wanders towards civilization, they spot a car. It's Alexei, suited up, here to save Yelena. As they drive off, enemy trucks follow and open fire. Alexei makes a Molotov with vodka and throws it, but the armored vehicles survive. Ghost attacks from the car's rear, but the trucks blast a sound barrier, forcing her back. John blocks bullets with a shield as Yelena aims, but another explosion hits a truck. A second grenade disables another. It's Bucky, riding in on his motorcycle. The last truck fires, but he dodges every bullet. He reaches its side, punches a guard, steals his gun, and shoots a rope. The truck gets ahead, but Bucky uses his metal arm to yank the rope and crash it. Then he throws a mine at the limo, taking down Yelena's group. At the new facility, Bob wakes up. Valentina tells him he was an addict with a troubled past who joined the trials to change. When she mentions Bob's dad, he gets angry and the lights begin to flicker. Valentina tries to sway Bob, claiming the assassins were horrible people and he has the chance to become a true hero. When she grabs his hand, she's pulled into a memory, her father dying due to his shady dealings. She snaps back as Bob agrees to her offer. Later, Mel warns Valentina that Bob is unstable and this plan could backfire. Valentina doesn't care, confident she can install a kill switch. In Old Base, Bucky has handcuffed the whole team, explaining their crucial evidence against Valentina. They insist they've turned against her and need to rescue Bob, but he's skeptical. Just then, Mel calls and says the same, warning Bob could be dangerous if left unchecked. Bucky finally releases them and asks for their help to stop Valentina. Meanwhile, Valentina is coaching Bob to unlock his abilities. He moves a glass from a distance and heats the water until it explodes. In the city, Bucky drives a truck with the group hiding inside. He crashes it into the facility's entrance, and everyone jumps out, fighting the guards with their unique skills and powers. After a strong push, Valentina's voice echoes through the speakers, inviting them up. They take the elevator to the top floor. Valentina taunts them individually. When Bucky lunges, his arm freezes. Bob appears wearing his new Sentry suit with freshly dyed hair. The media is arriving, and Valentina plans for Bob to defeat them and appear as the world savior. Bob hesitates and asks them to surrender. They refuse. Alexei charges, but Bob easily flings him into the wall. Yelena begs for peace, but the others attack. Bob dominates them all. Bucky fires, but Bob stops the bullets midair and redirects them. John blocks with his shield. Bob keeps displaying immense power. Alexei is hurled through a window. Ghost tricks fail against his speed, and John's shield gets bent. Yelena clings to Bob, tries to tase him, and pleads, but he slams her into a wall. Bob's heat vision melts John's gun. After Bob tears off Bucky's metal arm, they all rush to escape via the elevator. Valentina commands Bob to finish them, but he refuses, saying they're no longer threats. He questions why he must obey when he's clearly powerful. As Valentina prepares the kill switch, Bob moves faster than she can react, knocking it from her hand and pinning her to the wall. Just as he's about to strike, he collapses. Mel activated the switch. Thinking he's dead, the women plan to dispose of the body. As the elevator shuts, dark energy surrounds Bob. Outside, the team discusses next steps, but Yelena gives up and walks away. Alexei follows and apologizes for disappearing for a year, thinking she didn't want him around. Yelena vents about feeling lost, hopeless, and disconnected without her sister. Alexei gently reminds her of who she was before becoming an assassin, and that her light still shines. Suddenly, people look up. Void Bob floats over the facility as soldiers shoot at him. Bullets do nothing. He raises a hand and makes a soldier vanish, leaving only a shadow. 2 helicopters come after him. He voids those soldiers too. 1 helicopter crashes into a building. A tower starts to collapse, sending people running. Alexei helps civilians reach shelter, then throws Yelena so she can push a woman away from a truck. A rolling van threatens others, but Bucky rushes in and pushes it away just in time. The second chopper crashes, and Ghost helps evacuate people. Even John returns, stopping falling rubble from crushing someone. It's too heavy, so the team joins to move it together. The crowd applauds. Another chunk falls toward a girl, and Alexei catches it in time. But Bob then voids the girl. His darkness spreads across the city, wiping out everyone it touches. Citizens flee as the team helps direct them to safety, but Yelena walks straight into the void. Inside, she relives her friend's death. She tries to run but hits a wall. She steps between her friend and the killer, who tells her it's too late, then attacks. She's slammed into a tree and trapped by branches. She breaks free and runs past the wall. Next, she's back in a memory of assassin training. She finishes first, so another girl gets her hands whipped. Yelena shields her younger self's eyes. A mirror appears showing Bob. Yelena shoots it and leaps through, only to meet a version of herself battling alcoholism. That Yelena slams her against the wall and forces her to drink before it resets. Calling for Bob, he appears in another mirror and allows her in. Bob admits he doesn't control the void, it just takes over on bad days. Yelena hears voices and sees his childhood, where his father abused the family. As Bob cries, she comforts him and urges him to lean on others and share his pain. When Bob accepts, the room trembles and objects fly everywhere. Yelena almost gets pulled into a wall. A curtain comes alive and starts strangling them. At that moment, the team bursts in and cuts the curtain, calming the chaos. As the void blankets New York, Bob tells them they must go through his worst memories to escape. They agree it's time to face their own demons. They take down Bob's father, then younger Bob, violent from drug use at his old job. Next is the lab where he was experimented on. The void attacks, trapping the group. Bob fights it, but gets overwhelmed while it mocks his loneliness. As the space collapses, Bob sees his friends and leaps at the void, pummeling it, but it starts consuming him. Alexei moves a trap, just enough for Yelena to slip through. She leaps across floating debris and holes to reach Bob, and hugs him just before the void wins. She promises she's with him. The others join the hug. Bob realizes he has people now. He overcomes the void, forcing it out and returning everyone to the real world. The darkness fades, and everyone comes back intact. Bob remembers nothing. Yelena assures him she'll protect him. The team rushes to stop Valentina, who walks away, drawing them to a surprise press event. She introduces them as her new Avengers, claiming credit for them. The team plays along, but Yelena warns Valentina they own her now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for more videos like this.